Hello Internet, I'm back, I'm alive, it's me. It's been a week since I've uploaded anything, which is, quite a while I suppose, isn't it? But I am here, don't worry, I'm alive. And, not much has really happened this last week. We've been kind of preparing for the International Challenge, which has gone on this weekend. I've made this new team as well that we can see sitting here on Showdown. But I used Lipid and Brillium in the International Challenge. Just because I don't think this team is ready for anything yet, which is why I'm using it on YouTube. It's nowhere near tournament ready. But I did 25 games in the International Challenge. I'm not even going for the whole 30 really. I don't want to stress over it. I think I've got enough points, enough of a ranking to get some championship points at this point, which is all I want really. I'm just over 1,700. With a record of 20 wins and 5 losses, which is not bad really. I think one, maybe 2 of the wins I might not have deserved. I think, at least 2 or 3 of the losses, at least 2 of them definitely were due to sort of bad luck, like Rock Slide missing on the last turn and stuff like that. So, I think it's a fair enough result, just over 1,700. I think I'll get some championship points. But I built this team. Like I said, it's nowhere near complete at the moment. I liked the team that I had last year with the Raichu and Azumarill. So I wanted to put Raichu in there, but I wanted to swap Azumarill for Mega Gyarados. Now, I think Mega Gyarados is very good right now because it pretty much walls Mega Metagross. It does Aegislash as well, and lots of other big threats in the game. Obviously, if I get a Dragon Dance up, then it outspeeds Terrakion, and it's just a really, really, really big Pokemon. Obviously, Sajin won Worlds with it last year. I think Mega Gyarados is really probably the most underappreciated Mega Pokemon for what it is. I think it's a fantastic Mega. So, I built this team kind of around Mega Gyarados. I've got a Fire Water Grass in there, and I've got a Fighting Psychic Dark Core in there as well. So, there's a couple of nice cores in there. The first day with me using this team on Showdown, I went undefeated. I took an ult into like the 1,600s, which is pretty in the top sort of end of the ladder on Showdown. And ever since then, I've just been losing with it. So I don't know what's been going on. So we'll do a few games. I'll stop waffling on, and we'll if we lose, then we'll try and dissect what happened. Because when we're building a team, we need to try and pick out what went wrong. We need to think, okay, so if I couldn't handle this Pokemon, then what can I do to change that? So it's an interesting team, but let's just wait for this to load up and let's see what we're going to be playing against. I think Trick Room is a big-ish problem for this as well. Maybe I've got a tendency of building teams that are quite weak to Trick Room. I actually wouldn't mind trying to build another Trick Room team. Actually, I do like Trick Room teams. But finally, we're loading. Come on, Showdown. We can see, or at least we can see the preview there. Salamence, Clefable, Bisharp, Virizion, Suicune, and Heatran. Here we go, finally loading up. What can we do here then? Well, maybe the Clefable is going to be a problem. I have got Metagross. This Metagross has got a little bit of a surprise on there, which maybe we'll get to see, play out. Because I think I might want to take Metagross for the Clefable here. But how shall we do this? Because I don't really want him to lead with the Bisharp if I'm leading with Gyarados. So maybe I want Metagross and Breloom here, and I do want Gyarados, and I think it would be nice to take, I don't know, maybe the Salamence is going to be a problem. So, I don't know, I don't have too much experience with this team either, so who knows what's going to happen, but let's just go with Terrakion, because it puts more pressure on the Heatran and the Bisharp as well, which might otherwise be a little bit of a pain. Okay, so we've got as you can see, here's my little surprise on Metagross now, or one of the surprises anyway. It's got Rock Polish. Because he's led with Heatran, it might sort of lend me to think that it's got Goggles, maybe, I don't know. I'm going to go for a Rock Polish, and I'm just going to go for a Spore. Virizion can taunt, so Virizion might even taunt Brillium here, but Let's see how it plays out. I think Metagross. Oh, I think it can survive a Heat Wave. Okay. So Virizion does go for the taunt, and it misses the Metagross, which is, but in return it gets the burn on the Breloom. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but I think Metagross would have survived there, and as I'm sure we'll see. Well, maybe even later on in the video, this Metagross has got a weakness policy, so +2 would be quite nice. But let's really, I'm just going to put the Gyarados out. I mean, both Gyarados and Terrakion threaten the Heatran, but as long as I get Gyarados out here now, I'm not worrying about intimidating a Bisharp in the future. So, obviously I don't want to activate any sort of Defiant boost there. So, his Virizion is threatened now, so he might protect that, he might withdraw that. So I'm just going to protect Gyarados, and I'm going to Mega Evolve and go for a Dragon Dance. Or actually, I'm going to protect. I'm not going to Mega Evolve, I'm going to go for a Dragon Dance, because I don't want any super effective Leaf Blades, just in case he does attack with the Virizion. I mean, he might taunt the Gyarados again, but I'm not sure he would do that. Obviously, his Virizion is threatened by a Zen Headbutt from Metagross. I wish Metagross got a 100% accurate Psychic move. That is one of the worst things about it. Okay, so protect. Yeah, so he does protect the Virizion, which is quite nice. Obviously, lagging quite a bit with Showdown here because hopefully no burn on the Gyarados. Yeah. Because the Mega Evolution did go through, but, like I thought he would, he did actually protect with the Virizion. So now I'm free to actually just Waterfall and Zen Headbutt. As you can see here as well, Gyarados doesn't have Earthquake. I've got Crunch now. People don't expect Crunch on Gyarados, just because they're so used to people, abusing Mold Breaker and Earthquaking Rotums and that kind of thing. But I think Crunch is really nice on it. It's a little bit unexpected. And +1, it can one-shot Aegislash, it can one-shot Metagross. It's really nice. Really, really nice. But let's wait for these moves to go through. So, what else has been going on in VGC World? Over the last weekend, when I was doing my games, actually, for the International Challenge, I was watching Ray, 3-time World Champion Ray Rizzo, doing some streaming, which was actually really, really enjoyable. Maybe I'll analyze similarities and differences between us at some further point. He is going to be starting his own YouTube channel very, very soon as well, so I will be linking you to his channel too, because if his channel has anything to do, so he's just at this point, he's just forfeited. So I mean, the only way, I think Metagross would have survived that Heat Wave, but it is what it is, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it is forfeited. I think with Terrakion in the back, I think I've got this game won. It says that it's forfeited, but I'm just gonna whatever, put some moves in and it'll go through. Yeah. So let's look for another game, and maybe Ray will come on the channel at some point. Maybe whatever, we'll do something hopefully. But no, I'm looking forward to his YouTube channel, because if the quality of his stream is anything going to indicate the quality of his channel, then it's going to be a very good channel to watch. But let's get into the second game. Okay, we've got a very sort of yellowy orangey team here. That might be his theme, and another Raichu, which is quite interesting. Now, I don't know, I think Gyarados is quite good here, but the only thing he's got to intimidate me is Landorus. I'm just going to go with Raichu, and I'm going to go with Gyarados here. I think, see, this is where, whenever I see a Conkeldurr, I think I want Cresselia, because, I'm so used to having Cresselia, but Metagross is kind of threatened here, so not too sure what to do. I do want Terrakion, obviously, but do I go Metagross or do I go Breloom? I mean, it is tempting to go with Metagross. It would be nice to get this weakness policy activated so we can all see. So I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to go with Metagross. This might seem a bit silly, but because he's probably going to get the Sun up, and then the Sun boosted Heat Wave from either Heatran or Charizard's going to knock it out. Maybe even Heat Wave from Zapdos in the Sun. Might hang on. Might knock it out. Not too sure about that. This Metagross doesn't have much bulk in it at all. I don't think. No, it's got a bit in it, but not too much. Okay, so we're actually in a bit a bit of a sticky mirror here with two Raichus. Now, I'm just going to because obviously, like, both of our Pokemon are weak to Electric as well, and they're both being protected by the Raichus. I don't think he's going to go for any kind of electric move, though, so I'm just going to go into Terrakion, and I'm not going to Mega Evolve because, you know, who knows, he might Solar Beam it. And I'm just going to go for a Dragon Dance. If I get a Dragon Dance up, I mean, he's probably just going to fake out the Gyarados, but I don't want to protect and get potentially locked into an Encore next turn. So I'm just going to try and go for it. A Heat Wave shouldn't do too much damage to Gyarados. I mean, it might do about, I don't know, 35-40% of the guess, but that's not the worst thing because Terrakion will be threatening Charizard next turn. Yeah. So here's a Heat Wave. And yeah, 38%. Oh, but he gets the burn on Gyarados. That's really unfortunate. I mean, I'm sure he's just going to bring in Landorus now. So I'm gonna Rock Slide, and oh, that's really unfortunate, that, because I mean, the Sun doesn't help either. Maybe Gyarados wasn't the best choice here, but I mean, he's got so many Pokemon weak to water. And yeah, I'm just gonna Mega Evolve. I'm not even gonna go for any Dragon Dances. I'm just gonna Waterfall the Azumarill slot. Have I been calling this Azumarill? The Raichu slot. Pokemon's names are hard. So, I don't know. I mean, he's probably going to protect the Charizard. But, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so here's a Landorus. I thought you might have... Well, yeah, I suppose that was pretty obvious. Oh, Electro Web. That's an interesting move. And he gets a critical hit on Gyarados. I'm pretty sure Gyarados would have probably survived that, actually. I get a critical hit back onto Raichu, but that one's not too important. Now, interestingly, Metagross here can potentially do some work. If he does Earthquake, like, if, for example, he switches the Raichu out for Charizard, and he Earthquakes, my Metagross will survive an Earthquake and will get the Weakness Policy boost and be able to threaten a bit from there. I'm going to withdraw Terrakion. My Azumarill has got the Air Balloon on it, which is another interesting item. I like my interesting items on Raichus, don't I? But basically, it forces a lead Landorus to not necessarily Earthquake on the first turn. But also it might sort of lend people to think that I've got Earthquake on my own Gyarados, when actually I don't. So, you know, it's there for a couple of different mind game reasons, but I am expecting him to Earthquake and bring the Raichu back for something flying, so probably the Charizard. Metagross will take an Earthquake. It will do probably about 80% to it, but it'll get +2 speed and +2 attack from there. So, okay, you just go straight for the Electro Web, which, wow, he gets another critical hit on Metagross, and another critical hit on Metagross. So, wow. So, this game has just gone, like, absolutely terribly. Okay, well, we actually saw the Raichu... His Raichu moved before his Landorus, so his Landorus isn't actually scarred, so I do still have potential to flinch out this win, but if he's got Conkeldurr in the back, then I'm still, you know, probably losing it, but, I mean, I'm still probably, yeah, there's the Conkeldurr, but I'm still probably losing it anyway, because I don't have Hidden Power Ice on this Raichu. So, this was a pretty unfortunate game, actually. But let's just play it out, and then we'll find one more game. I mean, really, there's nothing that I can do to win here, is there? Because he's just gonna, be Mach Punching my Terrakion. So I've got a Quick Guard on this Terrakion, which is different to the Lipa Team Terrakion. But I just wanted to test it out. Might as well do. I think it's potentially the other best option for it. Substitute isn't quite so good this year, but I don't know, I do still like Substitute. Obviously with the Lipa team, it's a lot easier to sort of set up. Okay, so I'm encoring the encoring that this turn. Sip of water. So again, nothing's really going to protect me from an Earthquake and whatever, unless he switches the Landorus out. If he switches the Landorus out, then I might be able to Quick Guard and get a Thunderbolt onto this Conkeldurr. But he should stay. He might even protect with. He probably will protect with Conkeldurr and just go for an Earthquake. Oh, he does switch the Landorus out, so he is giving me a chance here. Oh, unfortunately, that doesn't knock the Conkeldurr out, and I can't protect this turn because I've just used Quick Guard. So, a +1 Thunderbolt isn't going to knock the Charizard out, but I've got to go for it. I've got to get my own critical hit here, because you can just literally Mach Punch and, and that's it. The balloon on the Raichu actually doing a bit of work in this game, though. Okay, Quick Guard, Wide Guard, that's interesting. Oh, wow! So Raichu at +1 does actually knock the Charizard out. This might still be winnable. It's just Raichu cannot touch Landorus. So... Now, he's just used Wide Guard, so he was obviously expecting me to not fear the Mach Punch for some reason. Terrakion is the only thing that I've got that can hit the Landorus, but I'm hoping that I get to knock the Conkeldurr out here. I think the only way, see, this is proper thinking, isn't it? I'm hoping that I get to knock the Conkeldurr out here. He does go for an Earthquake, and then I can Encore him into Earthquake. And no, that's not going to work, is it? Because you can't Encore something with depleted PP. So I was thinking if I did just sort of perpetually Encore him into Earthquake, eventually he'd run his PP out and okay, going for Rock Slide and that's Encore and Rock Slide and struggle himself to death. But you can't Encore something without any PP. So that was the flaw in that plan. I think I'm going to time out here either way. Did I put... Oh, okay. So I put the timer on, so I could just turn that off myself. But unless I get a load of flinches here or, my own critical hits back, this game is pretty much lost. Oh, well, there's one critical hit. I encored him into Rock Slide as well, just to, make it a little bit safer. So he can't Earthquake, obviously. Terrakion... Okay, so even the critical hit... a critical hit Rock Slide here isn't going to knock my Terrakion out. So I'm going to protect with Raichu and... actually, I was going to go for a close combat just to make it a little bit safer, but I'm just going to go for 2 Rock Slides. I've got two chances to hit a Rock Slide. The reason why I'm not going for sort of safe, in quotation marks, close combats is because of the defense drops. If I do get, obviously a -1 defense drop, then maybe a Rock Slide might still do a lot of damage. I'm protecting with Raichu here just so that it stays around for a turn longer, so he gets another turn of spread damage in the next turn. So this has been a pretty interesting game, actually. Like a game where I thought that I'd lost it, but just from using my brain I managed to turn that around and try and seek out these win conditions. I really can't believe I won that. But I will go for one more. We're at 19.5 minutes now, so we'll do one more. Win or lose, I think that last game was pretty interesting, so let's see how it goes. Oh, we've got Smeargle here. Now this is interesting because one thing that I do miss from this team, one thing I thought was potentially a problem for me, was the lack of taunt. I do like having taunt on my teams, and I don't have any taunt here. I think I did try Talonflame instead of Volcarona, for a taunt and the flying coverage and everything as well, but my Volcarona here has actually got Rage Powder, so I did want an extra, well, a form of redirection to help Gyarados set up, to help Metagross set up as well. But he doesn't have a user with Fake Out, so I'm actually just going to go with Raichu and Metagross here. I'm going to also go with... yeah, I don't have any ice moves on this team, so maybe, yeah, Mega Salamence is a little bit of a problem. I mean, if it is a Mega Salamence, out of these I would expect Mega Salamence, and not the Metagross. But I'll go with Gyarados, I think, just in case he does. I mean, Gyarados is pretty good against the Swampert anyway, but Azumarill absolutely walls this Gyarados, so I want something. I think I want Breloom, actually. Although, if I do take Breloom, then I'm pretty weak to the Amoonguss as well. So, I don't know, I have got the Raichu. Metagross can hit it pretty hard as well, so maybe I'm not too weak to Azumarill. But, yeah, I am going to go with Breloom, just because I want a little bit of extra pressure onto the Smeargle as well, because there is the Mach Punch. I'm not going to put the timer on this game, because I almost timed myself out of that last battle, and, like, I'm, you know, pretty lucky that I didn't actually, because I really can't believe I managed to win that out, but, you know. Sip of water. Let's see how we go. Smeargle, Salamence. Okay. Maybe this Smeargle has got some kind of redirection itself. So I'm going to go for the Fake Out on Smeargle. I'm going to go for a Rock Polish. You know, best case scenario is he has Heat Wave or Flamethrower and does, you know, like a 60%, 70% chunk to Metagross and activates my weakness policy. We haven't seen the weakness policy in this video, but it has done some work for me in the past. Yeah, that's a pretty predictable spiky shield there. Oh, Tailwind. Okay, so I didn't see that coming, but it does make this a little bit more difficult because I can't just Encore the Smeargle now. Metagross is still slower than Smeargle, so he's free to Dark Void here, which is obviously not what I like to see. He might even start... well, he's not going to have Dragon Dance and Tailwind on the same Salamence set, is he? So I don't think I've got any threat of him, you know, Dragon Dancing up. I don't have my Terrakion, so I don't have anything with a Lumberry here, so... I think I'm just going to go for a Thunderbolt on Smeargle and just protect the Metagross here. Just to, you know, play around a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, like I said at the beginning, or I think I did anyway, that, you know, this team isn't tournament ready yet, and, you know, by doing these games, we're going to be looking at how this team can be improved, and I do think the lack of Taunt... Hyper Voice. The lack of... are we going to see a Dark Void as well? Yeah. The lack of any kind of way to shut down, like Smeargle and, you know, annoying little things like that. Amoonguss as well. Which is what I would have, you know, obviously used my Thundurus for in the past. Going to try and wake up and go for a Thunderbolt onto Smeargle. The Metagross, you know, you never know. It might avoid a... Dark Void, but it's not actually being threatened by the Salamence if he hasn't got any fire coverage on there. So I'm actually just gonna try and go for a double target here. That actually does a fair amount of damage. Oh, he does miss. That's nice. Raichu does stay asleep though, and another Hyper Voice will knock it out. But you know, I'm not too worried about that. Should I try and protect? I mean, I'm obviously gonna go for a protect with Metagross here. But, see, if I protect with Raichu and the Tailwind wears off this next turn, then Raichu is still going to be slower than Salamence, and that is the thing that really I need to sort of stop getting the Trick Room off, the Tailwind. So I'm just going to Thunderbolt the Smeargle. It's probably going to go down, you know, to another Hyper Voice, but yeah, but at least there's nothing asleep. So that Dark Void miss was... you know, fortunate, but that's, you know, that's Dark Void, isn't it? That's what happens when when you play around with inaccurate moves. So I'm going to bring Breloom here instead of Salamence. There's nothing here that I want to intimidate. And I do threaten the Smeargle with a Mach Punch as well. Now the Salamence might even, well, I mean it's probably going to go for a Tailwind. It might go for a Hyper Voice. But I'm going to go, if it does go for a Tailwind, I'm going to go for a Spore on the Salamence. And put it to sleep, obviously. The Smeargle might go for a Spiky Shield. I think it probably will go for a Spiky Shield, but I'm just going to play it kind of safe and go for an Iron Head on it. Just because I don't want, any, faffing around. If it does use Follow Me as well, then it'll go down before I get the Spore off. I don't want him to freely be able to Dark Void me, so playing this a little bit safer. Metagross does threaten Amoonguss as well, which is quite nice because, yeah, so there's a Spiky Shield, that was pretty obvious. So a little bit of damage there, and a Hyper Voice. Okay, so that's fair enough, I don't mind that too much. So Breloom does go down to its Sash, but it is now free to basically Mach Punch the Smeargle. I'm going to Mach Punch the Smeargle, and he could bring... What could he bring in on a Mach Punch? Well, lots of things, really. So, I mean, I'm tempted to double up on the Smeargle, because he might maybe bring a Amoonguss in, and 2 Zen Headbutts will take that out. So I am actually just going to Mach Punch and Zen Headbutt the Smeargle. If he just stays in, the Mach Punch will go down, and the Zen Headbutt will obviously redirect onto the Salamence. But nice. Like I said, yeah, so, well, there's a Rocky Helmet, so Breloom goes down. I don't actually mind that too much. But I do mind all this Rocky Helmet damage. Ouch, this is painful now. Salamence takes its first turn of sleep. So, yeah, this is interesting because I am 2-4 down now. I mean, I'm not in the worst of positions, but if Salamence does wake up this next turn, then I have pretty much lost the game. Well, I think I've lost the game anyway because Metagross will be going before Gyarados, and is just going to Rage Powder and let me basically knock myself out to the Rocky Helmet damage. So, let me just calculate something. Okay. So, I'm actually going to... Because I think this Amoonguss is going to Rage Powder here. I hope it's not going to Spore. Dragon Dance... a Gyarados at +1 is going to be faster than the Metagross, which will let me basically get the hit off onto the Amoonguss to knock it out before I, potentially get a hit off onto the Salamence. The Amoonguss might even just protect here as well, but I think it'll Rage Powder. I'm actually going to go for a Dragon Dance here and a Protect, because I don't want to get Rage Powdered and knock myself out. And if the Salamence stays asleep this turn, that would be good as well because Gyarados won't be taking too much damage. Now, if this works out in my favour, I mean, this is, I think, like the last game, I think I have lost this game. Unless, oh, he switches it out. Wow, okay. I don't mind that. Okay. So I'm going to Mega Evolve, go for a Crunch here. Now this is a situation where he might think I've got Earthquake, and I won't want to Earthquake to knock his Metagross out. I'm going to go for an Iron Head on Salamence. Salamence, I think, has got a 50-50 chance of waking up. If it does wake up, there's a 30% chance it'll flinch as well. So, I am still in this game somewhat. Yeah, there's the Crunch. Oh, Metagross survived. Oh, okay. Salamence does stay asleep, but he gets the knockout onto... oh, wow. So, this must be a really bulky Metagross. I mean, this Gyarados isn't sort of max attack. I'm sure at the beginning of the game I thought, I think I said anyway, that I thought Gyarados was a good pick because, one-shots all of these things at +1, but here we go, here's, actually a Metagross surviving. So, a Hammer Arm is going to do a lot of damage. I mean, I pretty much have lost at this point. maybe it's Assault vs Metagross or something. Obviously that doesn't affect the physical defense, but I mean, this Salamence is going to wake up this next turn. It's going to do a lot of damage. So, I mean, I've got to target this Metagross because it can just, hammer on me. So if the Metagross did go down, maybe that was a low roll as well. If the Metagross did go down that turn, then I would have been in actually a really good position because the Salamence did stay asleep, which was quite fortunate for me. Obviously, if it did wake up, it could have flinched. But then the next turn, I could have, knocked out the Smeargle or the Amoonguss or whatever he brought in. There's a Tailwind. And actually, I think I still probably would have lost because I would have needed to rely on another flinch on the Salamence. So, I mean, yeah, okay. So, really not too upsetting this. We won the first 2 games, but like I was saying, this team is still a work in progress. I'm not, like, as much as this Metagross is quite sort of fun and gimmicky to play with, it's not, he might even transform here, it's not, is he going to Dark Void or is he going to transform? Because I could Protect on a Dark Void and store that a Tailwind turn, but if he transforms, then I am in a big hole, so I'm actually just going to go for the crunch onto Smeargle. But I don't know. But yeah, so like I was saying, I think I do need some kind of, some more control on this team. That's one reason why I do like the Lipo Brillium team so much, because there's so much control on there. There is like a Fake Out, and they've got 2 Pranksters, and the Encore and everything. Oh, we actually Protect. Oh, Endeavor. Oh, nice. Okay, so so I wasn't expecting the Endeavor, but because he did outspeed me, that basically has won him the game because he's got Rocky Helmet on his Amoonguss. So the game is definitely lost at this point, but it is what it is, isn't it? So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video, enjoyed this new team. Maybe I'll change it up a little bit. Maybe I'll do some more videos with it. I don't know yet. Since the regional last weekend, I've been a little bit lost, basically, with this channel as to what I'm going to upload and what I'm going to do. But, I don't know, we'll find something, I suppose. This game is lost because it's got Rocky Helmet. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this. Please, again, feel free to like and share the channel. Subscribe if you haven't. But, thanks for staying with me, guys. Thanks for staying subscribed if you are subscribed. But, thanks a lot. And goodbye for now.